Good Monday afternoon, my fellow peasants, my tax slave, my fellow tax cattle. One of my grandsons had a school project. Must be turned in by Monday. It's all about 9/11. And most of it was pretty cool. I mean, my grandsons were born in 2010, 2012, so they don't have a clue. They don't know the emotions. They don't know any of it. All they know is they don't know any of it. I guess they played a video for them at school about what happened. But basically that's it. They don't get it. So they were sent home a piece of paper to interview somebody that had lived through it and ask them some questions. This was tough for me. If you know me, this was tough. Please ask the following questions and fill in the answers as your interviewer speaks. 23 years ago on September 11th, explain how you heard about the attacks and what you were doing at the time. I found out from the TV as I was a home security tech and had 6 appointments in 6 homes. So that's true. I had 6 appointments that day. Beautiful day, man. There was actually blue skies, little puffy clouds. It was beautiful. Because it was about 2010 when the stratospheric aerosol injecting really started popping. But that September morning, it was beautiful skies. I was in Flint, Michigan. So every house I walked into, hey, did you see this? Actually, I think my first appointment went perfect. My second appointment, I walked in the door and they're going, oh my God, did you know this is even happening? So I did my job. I went on to the next job. Me and that homer saw the plane hit the second tower. So all day long, I'm getting emotions from everybody else. My emotions, their emotions, the radio, the news. It was a hell of a day. So after my 5th appointment, I was mentally exhausted. I couldn't drive anymore. I pulled over the side of the road on an off ramp and I took a nap. I was out. I couldn't do it. And I woke up to a cop beating on my window with a flashlight. Startled me awake. He asked if I was a terrorist. I said, no, I'm pissed off. I'm a pissed off American. So, no problem. Went and finished my appointments. Number 2, what were your first reactions? Disbelief, anger, and sick to my stomach. Number 3, what additional feelings and thoughts did you have as the day unfolded and you learned more details? Okay, so as the day went on and all the buildings collapsed, blah, 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 I was ready to quit my job, call my boss, get permission, drive out to New York to help out any way I could. I was ready to go. I was only a 12, 14-hour drive to go help. Number 4, what are the images that have stayed in your mind from that day? The people running down the streets covered in dust and all the crushed fire trucks. Number 5, this one's kind of important. This was a tough one for me. 23 years later, what do you want to say about September 11th? Now, mind you, this is my kids' homework assignment. 23 years later, what do you want to say about September 11th? I could not say what I wanted to. For one, it had never fit on the page. There was just one little spot to answer. And I wrote, I had to think of a sentence that covered it. I had to think of a sentence that covered it. What an incredible waste of human lives for the financial gain of already powerful, heartless crooks. I think that sums it up. It's a tough deal, man. 23 years later, what do you want to say about September 11th? What an incredible waste of human lives for the financial gain of already powerful, heartless crooks. That's probably one of the best sentences I've ever came up with. Probably one of the best sentences I've ever came up with in my life. Because there's no other way to describe it. Now, knowing what we know now, the experts on the temperature steel melts at, the temperature airplane fuel burns at, the new owners of the Twin Towers buying insurance and adding terrorist coverage, and then suing the insurance company and getting paid twice because there was two buildings. Building 7 falling later, free falling later. The Pentagon getting bombed. Oh wait, I'm sorry. An airplane flew into the Pentagon's financial department. If you work for this United States federal government, how in the question? This is even for my FBI agent. How do you justify working for such a corrupt, out of control, no accountability, United States corporation? I'll wait. There's no way. If I found out, seen a post today where ISIS, I can't remember the name of the guy, Bugatti or something, I can't remember his name. Come to find out, he was a Mossad spy that infiltrated ISIS. So your tax money is going to Israel. It's going to ISIS. It's funding both sides of everything. tax money funds all of this. Gaddafi, dude, that guy was incredible. What a great leader for his country. That was a great man. He was on the gold standard. He was getting ready to take Libya off of the petrodollar. Everybody had money. The wealth that that man spread with his country and his citizens. And that because he wanted to get off the petrodollar, bam. Unbelievable what the United States government has done to this world. How embarrassing. I want to apologize to the world for the United States Federal Government Corporation. My sincere apologies. Know your enemy. Know your enemy. Who knew it was ourselves? A friend of mine's making me some NAS-HOLE shirts. That's right, I didn't say NASA, I said NAS-HOLE. Everything from them idiots is computer generated. They claim they got telescopes that can see out into space. Everything is generated, all the images. NASA's budget last year was $64.2 billion a year. Nowadays, with everybody speaking trillions, it doesn't sound like much. Most people have no clue what $1 billion is. That's 1,000 million dollars. 1,000 million dollars. And their budget was 65.2. 65.4? No, 64.2. Next year's budget is 65.5. $65 billion. That's $6,500 million. Outrageous. Outrageous. I was talking to my best bud today at work. Known him forever, 40 years. And he always gives me a different perspective on things. But he said there's only one way to fix this, and that's to let it burn down. We're getting close to the match getting ignited. And I hate to see it burn down, because it's going to change everything. It's going to change everything about our lives again. 9/11 put us under total lockdown for the first time, gave us the Patriot Act. Gave us the TSA. More and more government control. Alright, sorry guys, that school project kind of got me thinking. Of how I wanted to answer those questions was totally different than what I wrote. What I had my grandson write down. Totally different. Where were you? What did you feel? How soon before you started questioning the narrative? It took me a little while to start questioning everything. Because back then, well, I was just a naive young man. Oh, I think I was 32. So that was one of the questions. How old was I when it happened? But it sure didn't take me long to start figuring things out. To start researching, to start putting things together, to start questioning everything. More of the bad pieces that fit in the puzzle, the more that puzzle turned dark. Venezuelans in Aroura, Colorado. I asked my coworker what he thought about that. He goes, give a shit. They voted for that shit. It's like, wow, okay. He's like, look, man, they were one of the very first sanctuary cities back in 2012. Barack Obama. Then they kept voting the shit in.